you say it lifts up the car, it doesn't lift the back, though.
No.
Could it not have scraped when you were going up that incline, considering the back is dragging?
No, like I said, when I back in the driveway, there's some switches inside the truck. I can lower it down, lift it up.
So you're mindful of that incline, and you press some buttons to make sure that
Right.
it's not dragging and scratching on this incline.
Right.
Okay. This is your car, right, Ms. Coleman?
Yes.
And you would have to, Mr. Williams, that's her car in that parking spot,
Yes.
and this is the street over here.
Yes.
So you would have to drag this car out this way.
At an angle.
And you see those two scrapes?
Yes.
These scrapes here are almost the same width as the tailpipes, because you're bringing the car
Well,
around
no,
this way.
Not necessarily, because once I hook her car up, I have to go forward to make the turn to come out the driveway.
Oh, you don't go out
So
like this?
It's nowhere near, her exhaust wouldn't be nowhere near those scrapes.
You wouldn't just turn it this way?
No, it's too sharp.
So you're saying you go up.
Right.
Is there more pavement here where he can
Yeah,
go up
it's-
and then
it's-
turn?
It is.
There's more parking spaces.
But that place was full that day, so there was nowhere else for him to go but
So what do you do when there are
out.
cars in the way?
We got dollies. We got all kind of ways to get the car out. Doesn't matter.
I guess I'm just kind of confused. You're just so certain that you didn't cause these scratches.
As long as she had her car, I mean, how many driveways she went in and out of, you know? She could have scraped them coming out of the driveways over the years.
But you wouldn't know it because you didn't even go under to look.
No, I'm just saying, how do I know the scratches were there for her coming out previous driveways?
And how do we know that you didn't cause the scratches?
Right.
But you're just so sure. That's why I'm kind of confused.
And then she says her bumper's damaged. So if both of the exhaust pipes in the rear is damaged, how did the bumper get damaged? And they're below the bumper.
Why do we care so much about scratches on the underside of a vehicle?
I don't really care about the scratches underneath. It's the damage to my bumper and the fact that the scratches are there to even indicate that he was negligent when he was towing the vehicle.
You're seeking $5,000 for a car that's worth about $7,000. I mean, that's an extraordinary amount of money for some scratches that, like, we can't even see.
That's why I zoomed in on the damages, and I take very good care of my vehicle. I'm not in the business of car payments.
How do you estimate the rental car expenses?
He told me that they were really backed up. A lot of the body shops were backed up. And I asked him how long was it going to take for them to get my car back. He said minimum 3 weeks or more.
Why not wait until they're not busy, though? Because the car's totally drivable, right?
It's drivable, but based on what he explained, they have to tear down the car. They have to see and assess for any further damages. And then they have to order the parts, which could be on back order, and then repair it, and then do a paint job. That's the process.
What are they painting?
They will have to paint the front bumper and the back bumper and replace the tailpipes.
Okay.
Anything further?
No.
All right, thank you both very much. We'll excuse you while we deliberate in this matter.
We have a verdict, a majority verdict with the dissent. This was just a very difficult case for us because we just don't know. We don't know who's responsible for what, and so we had to really base this off just common sense and credibility. All three of us agree that, Mr. Williams, you are liable to some degree. And that's where things kind of got tricky for us. Because, Ms. Coleman, you submitted a repair estimate for $3,017. Judge Juarez and I believe that it is more likely than not that you, Mr. Williams, are responsible for the damage to the rear bumper, but not the front. And the reason why is because we do credit you for taking the photograph of the front bumper because you did see something, see a dent, a scratch, before you actually hooked the car up. And so when we look at your repair estimate, Ms. Coleman, you have work to the front bumper and to the rear. And so we're not inclined to give you the work for the front when we don't know, and you don't either, whether he actually was the cause of that. But Judge Corriero found that your testimony and your evidence was credible, and he would have awarded you the full amount of your repair estimate, which was the $3,017. Judge Juarez and I are inclined to award you $2,100 of the repair estimate. As far as the claim for rental fees, that's an estimate. You just need to keep driving the car until the shop is ready to repair the car. And we're not going to award you that. So the verdict is in your favor, Ms. Coleman, for $2,100. And that's a verdict of the court.